My Business Observer really matters. It keeps me up to date with news stories, the stock market, and the economy. And I can also keep my eye on my competitors.
Subscribe today.
What would I do without my study center?
North Coast to the South Coast.
At the end of the week, I look forward to the Sunday Observer in Wagwan.
Them have it locked.
My Sunday Finance gives me a roundup of corporate, local, regional, and international news that matters.
Every day matters. Subscribe today by going to JamaicaObserver.com or calling our nearest office.
Hey! That looks delicious. Double delicious. Burger King is giving us great value on the new delicious Double King deals. You can get a double Whopper Junior Cheese Combo or a double Chicken Junior Sandwich Combo, both served with small fries and sodas for $700. Or you can get 2 sandwiches for $550.
Wait, say that again.
The delicious Double King deals. At Burger King, taste rules your way.
I love my bacon.
Keeping you cooking, that's what we do. To get your guests, just look to the blue. Call our number, IGL's on the way. We're gonna be there without a delay. 1888 IGL Blue. Special delivery just for you. 1888 IGL Blue. When you need gas, you know what to do.
That's 1-888-445-2583.
街は波にさらわれた。でも作家が頑張り勇気をくれta.
Toată lumea spune lucruri rele despre noi, dar prin fotbal trecem peste ele.
احنا مش بس بنلعب طابة، احنا بدنا نثبت للعالم انه احنا موجودين.
2014年リオデジャネイロにあなたを招待します。
Jamaica's only complete music store is now at a new location. 8 South Avenue is the new home of the Music Mart. Shop in ease and comfort for everything music. Pianos, keyboards, wind instruments, violins, CDs of every genre, PA equipment, recording equipment and accessories, DJ equipment, acoustic and electric guitars and drums, amplifiers, effects pedals, tuners, sheet music, instruction texts and reference books. All these and much more at affordable prices. The Music Mart, now at 8 South Avenue, Kingston 10. The Music Mart, Jamaica's only complete music store.
In every day, in every grain, in every hand, in every droplet, in every standard, in everything we do, the best dressed chicken quality is who we are.
Welcome to the 2014 season of the Burger King National Schools Debate Competition. I'm your host, Kamisha Kelly. This season of debates is sponsored by Coca-Cola, IGL, Yummy, the Best Dressed Chicken, the Jamaica Observer, BCIC, and Allied Insurance Brokers. This afternoon's match features Kingston College and McGraw High School. They will be debating the motion, "This House prefers investments to environmental protection." So we're in for an interesting engagement. On Kingston College's team, we have Prime Minister Javier Thomas, Kevon Marty as Deputy Prime Minister, and the government member is Siobhan Channel. From McGraw High School, the opposition leader is Timon Walker. The deputy opposition leader is Shanara Bennett, and the opposition member is Christina Wright. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the excitement. So let us invite the Prime Minister to open the debate on behalf of Kingston College and the side government. Please make them welcome.
Great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice. Words of American author and journalist Napoleon Hill. Today I say to you that if Jamaica is to realize our Vision 2030 campaign, if we are to be a successful nation and maximize on all our potential, it is mandatory to make certain choices and set our priorities straight. That is why this House prefers investments to environmental protection. The word prefer, Mr. Speaker, refers to putting priority or to like something better. To invest means to put resources to use by means of purchase or expenditure in an attempt to receive profitable returns in the form of interest, income, or appreciation in value. The other half of this equation, Mr. Speaker, speaks to environmental protection, which refers to the state or skill of preserving the natural environment in its pure state. Of the two, this government is swayed to believe that there are more benefits to be achieved from protecting our economic environment to protecting our physical and geographic environment. What the opposition is suggesting is a noble policy. However, this can only be achieved in a utopian society. Even though it is ideal, Mr. Speaker, we have to realize that there are certain requirements that need to be addressed in our current society. Our policy involves sustainable development, which according to the handbook Environment and Trade refers to improving the quality of life for the population today without compromising that of future generations. It is my task this morning to show the link between the environment and investments. My deputy will examine the economic benefits of sustainable investments, and the government member will assess the social landscape which necessitates sustainable investments. Now, investments may inevitably lead to disturbances in the environment. However, the country, as was stated earlier, has certain needs. Providing food, shelter, all these needs, Mr. Speaker, have to be addressed. And in sustainable environment, we realize that the environment, in sustainable development, the environment does not have to be negated. In fact, there are several investments that can be made directly from the environment. Let's look at Shaw Park Botanical Gardens, Duns River Falls, Mystic Mountains, just to name a few. The country, Mr. Speaker, has realized that these environmental attractions pose benefits and investment opportunities for the country, and therefore have invested in them. The results of these investments, billions of dollars in revenue earned for Jamaica yearly. The United States Agency for International Development, in its report in 1995, evaluated and posited that ecotourism is an enterprise that with potential positive contributions,
point of information,
as it contributes to the conservation of endangered species, but more importantly, provides revenue for the country. Your point?
According to the mood, how can you then say sustainable development when the mood states that you're saying investments over environmental protection, and
right.
that word prefer?
What we said was not sustainable investments, but sustainable development, which involves making investments, yes, however, not in neglecting the environment, because we are looking forward to maintaining the future generations also. Investments, Mr. Speaker, can actually be good for the environment because they create the wealth which is needed to take care of it. How is it that our environment, which is so beloved and that we love so much, how will we be able to take care of this environment without the financial capital needed? Allow me to point out an article in the Daily Gleaner dated January 20 of this year, in which it says that the director of the University of West Indies Mona Geoinformatics Institute, Dr. Paris Liu Ai Jr., has called the environmentalists for opposing the logistics hub proposed for the Ghost Islands, while ignoring, Mr. Speaker, natural environmental destruction. Lobbyists have cited that the potential destruction of marine and other life forms is the reason for opposing this. However, Dr. Liu posits that the mangroves that they are saying will be damaged are being naturally damaged due to hypersaline conditions. The water surrounding the mangroves, Mr. Speaker, is rich in salt. When this water evaporates, then all that is left behind is a high content of salt that the trees cannot sustain. And when it says that this cannot happen, they die. So then what is the point? It's putting all this on and preventing the investment when the environment that we are trying to protect is going to be destroyed in 5 years down the line. What is the benefit to protecting only? The government supports Dr. Lee when he says that carefully monitored development with the appropriate measures for conservation can actually improve the ecological systems in these areas. Let us recollect the Montego Bay Freeport Harbour and its construction in 1965, which required the clearing of mangroves from the coast. However, immediate reparative measures were instituted, for example, the creation of artificial water breaks, which contribute to hurricane protection as well as protection of the shoreline. Sustainable development, where the environment is protected, but the investment, which will reap several benefits, 100,000 jobs being created, for example, for the environment or for the country in general. We propose that similar measures be implemented to address damages already done to the environment and take precautionary measures as to means for new investments. So the environment is protected, as I stated earlier, but the investment is still maintained. We suggest that the government play a key role in cost evaluations, as is the case in Barbados, where the government is mindful of the fact that the environment has to be protected, but does not prevent investments because this receives several benefits. Barbados is doing so well economically, as we can see, much better than Jamaica, I might add. We intend to establish committees to work alongside NEPA to ensure that the requirements of the World Bank environmental safeguard policies are upheld, as well as implement a national industrial policy which has set priorities as to guidelines of the selection of acceptable economic activities, similar to the one passed in 1994, but with more amendments to the law and more teeth in it. Building companies, Mr. Speaker, and other investment branches will be penalized for neglecting the environment, because that is not what this government is proposing. We're proposing sustainable development, which involves protecting the environment, but going forward and making these investments which will reap several benefits for the country. This government realizes that the attention has been paid to the environment. We're not against it. However, we cannot, as was stated earlier, neglect our economic duty as the leaders of this country. We have to be globally competitive. We have to provide the food, shelter, clothing that is necessary for our country to develop on a global scale. That is why this House prefers investment to economic, to environmental, protection. The opposition rests at this moment.
That looks delicious. Double delicious. Burger King is giving us great value on the new delicious Double King deals. You can get a double Whopper Junior Cheese Combo or a double Chicken Junior Sandwich Combo, both served with small fries and sodas for $700. Or you can get 2 sandwiches for $550. Wait, say that again. The delicious Double King deals. At Burger King, taste rules your way.
I love my bacon.
Keeping you cooking, that's what we do. To get your guests, just look to the blue. Call our number, IGL's on the way. We're gonna be there without a delay. 1888 IGL Blue, special delivery just for you. 1888 IGL Blue. When you need gas, you know what to do.
That's 1-888-445-2583.
Jamaica's only complete music store is now at a new location. 8 South Avenue is the new home of the Music Mart. Shop in ease and comfort for everything music. Pianos, keyboards, wind instruments, violins, CDs of every genre, PA equipment, recording equipment and accessories, DJ equipment, acoustic and electric guitars and drums, amplifiers, effects pedals, tuners, sheet music, instruction texts and reference books. All these and much more at affordable prices. The Music Mart, now at 8 South Avenue, Kingston 10. The Music Mart, Jamaica's only complete music store.
My Business Observer really matters. It keeps me up to date with news stories, the stock market, and the economy. And I can also keep my eye on my competitors.
Subscribe today.
What would I do without my study center?
North Coast to the South Coast.
At the end of the week, I look forward to the Sunday Observer in Wagwan.
Them have it locked.
My Sunday Finance gives me a roundup of corporate, local, regional, and international news that matters.
Every day matters. Subscribe today by going to JamaicaObserver.com or calling our nearest office.
إحنا مش بس بنلعب طابة، إحنا كبنات بدنا نثبت للعالم إنه إحنا موجودين.
Somos uma comunidade afastada. O nosso meio de conectar com o mundo é o futebol.
opposition leader is now invited to respond to the Prime Minister and open the case for side opposition. Please welcome Timon Walker.
Mr. Speaker, judges, government, audience, a pleasant morning to you all. Today we stand unswerving in objection to this motion. Be it resolved, this House prefers investments to environmental protection. For us to understand clearly the issues being scrutinized, allow me to express carefully the definition of the key terms in this motion. According to the Free Online Dictionary, prefer is to give priority or precedence to something. The Oxford Dictionary defines investments as the act of investing money or other resources for profit. Accepted.
We are aware that the word preferred means to give precedence or priority to. However, it does not mean to be neglect of something else. That is why we said that we are proposing sustainable development.
And thank you, but the word prefer simply suggests that more time, effort, and resources will be placed into one thing over the other. And in your case, it is investment over environmental protection. I continue. As declared by Investopedia.com, environmental protection is the practice of guarding the natural environment on individual, organizational, and governmental levels for the benefit of all. With the definitions clearly outlined, the modes may therefore be understood as follows. Investing money or other resources into something for profit must be given priority over guarding the natural environment. Mr. Speaker, we are staunchly opposed to this. Instead of viewing investments as being more important than the environment or vice versa, we submit that sustainable development, as you suggested, is a more progressive approach. As first speaker, I will explore sustainable development and highlight the dangers of preferring investments over environmental protection. Ladies and gentlemen, you might be contemplating what sustainable development is. Well, sustainable development refers to the mode of human development in which resources used aims to meet human needs while ensuring the sustainable development of natural systems and the environment so that the needs can not only be met in the present but for future generations to come. Mr. Speaker, I believe it is important for us to know that the United Nations and the international community in general all endorse the view of this opposition about sustainable development. In a recent Rio Plus 20 conference on sustainable development, world leaders endorsed the view that it is simply unwise to prioritize investments over environmental protection. And note my words, prioritize. The conference highlighted 3 dimensions of sustainable development which this government is clearly oblivious of. These are the social, environmental, and economic dimensions. Mr. Speaker, at this conference it was made abundantly clear that, and I quote, these dimensions should not be perceived as independent, but rather as a systemic frame of elements which will equally contribute to achieve the same goal. Honorable judges, the United Nations and the international community have spoken loud and clear that unless this government changes its narrow-minded approach towards development, this country will never be able to elevate itself from the developmental quagmire it is in. It is time for Jamaica to learn from the mistakes of other countries which have sought to pursue economic development while ignoring the environment with its severe consequences. An article entitled Pros and Cons of Economic Investment versus Environmental Protection warns that nations are losing more from pollution and other forms of environmental degradation than they are gaining from economic investments and industrialization. Accepted.
Madam Opposition Leader, we are not neglecting the environment.
And nobody said you weren't, but we're saying that you should stick to the mood. You are proposing the mood, and we're saying that you should stick to the mandate to say that you prefer investment, as in you prioritize investment over environmental protection. I continue. China is a perfect example. It knows that 20 years of uncontrolled economic development in China have created serious chronic air and water pollution. Mr. Speaker, this has increased health problems and resulted in annual losses of crops worth billions of dollars to farmers. Judges, in their reckless quest to attract investments and promote economic development, other countries such as India, Indonesia, Brazil, and even the great United States are all ranked among the top 5 most polluted countries in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the kind of predicament you would want to put Jamaica in just for a few dollars and a certain GDP growth? This is simply preposterous. Some things are simply not worth it. There are some things money cannot buy. Let's take, for example, the proposed logistics hub on Goat Island. The government is so desperate to secure new investments from the Chinese, they have declared publicly on GIS that they will sign the contract as soon as the environmental assessment study is done. Obviously, the study is just a formality, as whether it is favorable or not, the project will still be approved. With the unemployment rate over 15% and with the promise of 10,000 permanent jobs, Mr. Speaker, pundits say the government has no choice. But you always have a choice. You can always choose to do the right thing, especially if it is to preserve the environment. Accepted.
Are you aware that before investment there's a cost-benefit analysis which is done, and if the cost outweighs the benefit, that is not what we are proposing. What we are proposing is sustainable investment where the benefit outweighs the cost.
And now you are somewhat going against what you're saying about sustainable development. Because if you are saying sustainable development and agreeing with us, you are proposing a balance as well as we are doing. So you're not putting investment, the environment, or the social welfare of the people above each other. And I continue. In its mad rush to secure the logistics hub, this government has conveniently forgotten that the Portland Bight area, which encompasses the Goat Island, was declared a protected act under the Natural Resources Conservation Authority Act, the Fishing Industry Act, and the Wildlife Protection Act in 1999. It is funny how money changes situations. To be clear, ladies and gentlemen, we are not against the construction of a proposed logistics hub on Goat Island, but we submit that any such development must meet the requirements of sustainable development. Mr. Speaker, the ever-present and increasing existential threat posed by global warming makes it a vital axis on which this discussion spins. According to Dr. Nicole Lindell in an article entitled Overview of Global Warming, the depletion of natural resources, melting of polar ice caps, coral bleaching, rising sea levels, floods, droughts are a few of the realities we will face if we blindly follow the government to pursue economic investments while ignoring the environment. Ladies and gentlemen, as we seek to advance the development of this country, we must invest wisely and plan for the future. With this, I pause. It is now the duty of the deputy opposition leader to highlight the economic benefits of considering the environment while pursuing economic investments, in addition to refuting certain policies being presented by side governments. In this case, there are none. The third speaker will explore the social implications of the government's position, make recommendations, and summarize the arguments of this opposition. I thank you.
My Business Observer really matters. It keeps me up to date with news stories, the stock market, and the economy. And I can also keep my eye on my competitors.
Subscribe today.
What would I do without my study center?
North Coast to the South Coast.
At the end of the week, I look forward to the Sunday Observer in Wagwan.
The Mother Clock.
My Sunday Finance gives me a roundup of corporate, local, regional, and international news that matters.
Every day matters. Subscribe today by going to JamaicaObserver.com or calling our nearest office.
Hey! That looks delicious. Double delicious. Burger King is giving us great value on the new delicious Double King deals. You can get a double Whopper Junior Cheese Combo or a Double Chicken Junior Sandwich Combo, both served with small fries and sodas for $700. Or you can get 2 sandwiches for $550. Wait, say that again. The delicious Double King deals. At Burger King, taste rules your way.
I love my bacon.
Keeping you cooking, that's what we do. To get your guests, just look to the blue. Call our number, IGL's on the way. We're gonna be there without a delay. 1888 IGL Blue, special delivery just for you. 1888 IGL Blue. When you need gas, you know what to do.
That's 1-888-445-2583.
街は波にさらわれた。でも作家が頑張る勇気をくれta.
Toată lumea spune lucruri rele despre noi, dar prin fotbal trecem peste ele.
إحنا مش بس بنلعب طابة، إحنا بدنا نثبت للعالم إنه إحنا موجودين.
2014年リオデジャネイロにあなたを招待します。
In every day, in every grain, in every hand, in every droplet, in every standard, in everything we do. The best dressed chicken, quality is who we are.
Jamaica's only complete music store is now at a new location. 8 South Avenue is the new home of the Music Mart. Shop in ease and comfort for everything music. Pianos, keyboards, wind instruments, violins, CDs of every genre, PA equipment, recording equipment and accessories, DJ equipment, acoustic and electric guitars and drums, amplifiers, effects pedals, tuners, sheet music, instruction texts and reference books. All these and much more at affordable prices. The Music Mart, now at 8 South Avenue, Kingston 10. The Music Mart, Jamaica's only complete music store.
Now, strong arguments have been tabled by the opening members of both teams. Wouldn't you agree? Ladies and gentlemen, let us continue. And let us now welcome the Deputy Prime Minister, Yvonne Martin from Kingston Palace.
Mr. Speaker, the motion we're here to discuss is this. This House believes it prefers investments to environmental protection. And the government believes sustainable investments has far more overall benefits than just environmental protection or equally environment protection and investments, and therefore supports sustainable investments having preferential treatment to environmental protection. Robert G. Allen once said, "How many millionaires do you know become wealthy by investing in a savings account?" There's no compounding interest by investing in a savings account, and your savings is at the mercy of inflation. What the opposition is proposing is putting our natural resources in a de facto savings account, while we as a people starve, and our savings, also known as the environment, devalue over time. Yes, we're stewards of the earth, set here by God, but let us not be foolish, like the servant that was given 1 talent by his master, and instead of investing it, buried it in the ground.
Point of information.
Not accepted. It was Condoleezza Rice who said, one faces decisions that are often complicated, when good arguments can be made on behalf of competing policies, and decisions have to be made of incomplete information and certain assumptions. Accepted.
You mentioned that sustainable investments are more important than protecting the natural environment. But how can a nation truly grow when
I accept your point. Listen, investments have more overall benefits than just environmental protection or an equal view of environmental protection and investment. I'll go on. Mr. Speaker, members of the House, Jamaica is at a critical crossroads. And in a Gleaner article on December 12, 2012 by Andre Horton, it states, Jamaica has a debt-to-GDP ratio over 130%, unemployment at its highest in 20 years, a sliding Jamaican dollar, and a balance of payment problem. My opposition, be reminded that the 2014-2015 budget, 70% of the budget is allocated to debt servicing and public sector wages, leaving only 30% for investing in the economy. to build schools, to build roads, supply water, and more. This is the reality in Jamaica. An economy crying out for investment.
Point of information.
Not accepted. Mr. Speaker, how must putting environmental protection first fix these economic problems? Accepted.
By preferring investment, does the government risk neglecting critical situations such as social and environmental factors which are necessary on the road to development?
Overall benefits, Madam Opposition and Deputy Opposition Leader. Overall, meaning every facet of the society will be taken into account. Jamaica is in dire need of sustainable investment, and neglecting this will be the equivalent of Jamaica become a failing state. Take Haiti, for example. An article in North Carolina's newspaper, Star News, dated February 17, 2008, by Jonathan M. Cates, stated, deforestation in Haiti is contributed to a lack of investments in the country and employment opportunities for the
population. Point of information.
Accepted, leaving them to turn to the natural environment to burn charcoal for their survival. What this demonstrates is that there's little investments in Haiti, therefore there's no money for the government to protect the environment in the first place. Mr. Speaker, our society is no longer in a primitive,
point of information.
No longer in a primitive state. And let me ask you this question, do you want us to become like Haiti? Development there cannot be development without disturbance to the environment. This is true. But what the government proposes is an increase in government involvement in investment activities.
Point of information, my opponent.
While to ensure sustainable development by giving regulatory agencies more power to monitor investments and achieve sustainable investment by banning companies that do not participate in sustainable investment.
Point of information.
Yes, accepted.
Investments in the form of industrialization usually contributes to global warming.
Industrialization is not the only form of investment. Mr. Speaker, the government concedes that development in some industries does disturb the natural environment. But this can be mitigated not only by restricting the use of the natural environment, but also by further investments as well. There are numerous examples of investments mitigating the effect of industries on the environment. Tourism, for example, is a critical part of Jamaica's economy, and industry players protect the environment because this is what they are ultimately selling.
Point of information.
Therefore, it is in their interest that they invest and protect their investments, and as demonstrated by hoteliers along the Negril coastline who invest millions to protect the reef and beach, which is their livelihood. The building of the Palmwood Pier, which created a new tourism destination and also employment for residents, but also protects the Palmwood town from storm surges.
Point of information.
The rehabilitation of mined-out bauxite lands, which is used for housing developments and also agriculture, or restored near to its natural state. In fact, there is no proposal to extract rare earth minerals from mud lakes left by the bauxite industry, solving a decades-old problem while creating economic benefits. This is investment at its work. And according to Energy and Mining Minister, this has billions of dollars in its benefits. Mr. Speaker, all these actions taken to protect the environment, are economic activities, making them more sustainable. Preferring investments over environmental protection is the way to go, because preferring environmental protection over investment does not foster growth, development, or ingenuity in our people. According to Stanton, Jamaica's economy grew by 0.2% in 2013. This is woefully inadequate, and the proposed logistics hub can see billions of US dollars being investing in our economy, jobs for our people, foreign exchange for our reserves, and also money for our government coffers, which can be channeled into protecting and preserving our natural environment. This is therefore the government's firm belief that the economic welfare of our people is not, if it's not taken care of, they will not be here to enjoy the benefits of the environment, even if it's protected. Investments are being made with a cost-benefit analysis. Therefore, the cost should outweigh the benefit should outweigh the cost. This is the kind of investment we are supporting. How does environmental protection fix our economic problems? how is it sustainable to protect the environment and over investments? Why the only real solution to these problems are investments? We cannot put the cart before the horse. We need to take care of our people and our government so that they will be able to be around to take care of the environment in the long run. Lack of sustainable investment can impact the environment negatively. In closing, the cost is less to invest today than to protect the environment in the long run and suffer and become like Haiti, the government risk.
My Business Observer really matters. It keeps me up to date with news stories, the stock market, and the economy. And I can also keep my eye on my competitors.
Subscribe today.
What would I do without my study center?
North Coast to the South Coast.
At the end of the week, I look forward to the Sunday Observer in Wagwan.
Them have it locked.
My Sunday Finance gives me a roundup of corporate, local, regional, and international news that matters.
Every day matters. Subscribe today by going to JamaicaObserver.com or calling our nearest office.
Hey! That looks delicious. Double delicious. Burger King is giving us great value on the new delicious Double King deals. You can get a double Whopper Junior Cheese Combo or a double Chicken Junior Sandwich Combo, both served with small fries and sodas for $700. Or you can get 2 sandwiches for $550. Wait, say that again. The delicious Double King deals. At Burger King, taste rules your way.
I love my bacon.
Keeping you cooking, that's what we do. To get your guests, just look to the blue. Call our number, IGL's on the way. We're gonna be there without a delay. 1888 IGL Blue. Special delivery just for you. 1888 IGL Blue. When you need gas, you know what to do.
That's 1-888-445-2583.
My Business Observer really matters. It keeps me up to date with news stories, the stock market, and the economy. And I can also keep my eye on my competitors.
Subscribe today.
What would I do without my study center?
North Coast to the South Coast.
At the end of the week, I look forward to the Sunday Observer in Wagwan.
Them have it locked.
My Sunday Finance gives me a roundup of corporate, local, regional, and international news that matters.
Every day matters. Subscribe today by going to JamaicaObserver.com or calling our nearest office.
إحنا مش بس بنلعب طابة، إحنا كبنات بدنا نثبت للعالم إنه إحنا موجودين.
Somos uma comunidade afastada. O nosso meio de conectar com o mundo é o futebol.
Let us continue the debate, however, as we welcome the Deputy Opposition Leader, Ms. Shanara Bennett from McGraw High School.
The Deputy Prime Minister stated that investments are more important than protecting the environment, and that through investment we can fix damages done to the environment. Prevention is better than cure, ladies and gentlemen. If we protect the environment in the initial stages and make sustainable development our priority, then spending money gained from those investments to fix environment damage in that very same process will no longer be necessary, and those funds will be better off spent on healthcare and education. The truth, of course, is that most of us care more about our standard of living than we do about the health of some species we seldom ever see.
And the truth, even harder to admit, is that most of us care more about our own welfare than we do about persons living 3 or 4 or 5 generations hence. I urge you, the government, to stop leaving our country at the mercy of foreign investors who often get tax breaks and countless other incentives, but often send all their profits back to their parent countries abroad. Sometimes they even end up leaving us altogether, moving on to greener pastures, and leaving our country, our economy, and our environment high and dry. But remember this, even after the multi-billion-dollar foreign direct investments are gone, all that will remain is a broken and damaged environment, and we will have to be the ones to clean up the mess. Robert Gregory, the former head of JAMPO, in a Gleaner article titled "Economy Not Absorbing Foreign Direct Investment," states that the local economy has not seen a commensurate growth in GDP in line with the FDIs over the years, and because the majority of high-paying jobs and the bulk of goods and services that investors require continue to be sourced overseas. To see examples of this, we don't have to look far. In the late 80s, we had a thriving free zone. We had Goodyear Tire Company, we had thermoplastics, we had steel smeltering plants, and I could go on and on and on. Where are these companies now? They're obviously not here. People, too often we think and act as if we are not a part of nature. Rather than thinking of ourselves as nested in nature and dependent upon it, we think of ourselves as managing it and sitting on top of it. We think there's a human world and a natural world, and we forget that we ourselves, with all our iPhone and fancy gadgets and iron vehicles, are a part of nature. If we were to follow the government and prefer economic investments to environmental protection, then we would all be in big trouble. What this is saying to us, ladies and gentlemen, is that countries must choose sustainable development if they want a future for their people and a good standard of living. Accepted.
We're not in a primitive world anymore. How is the environment to support 7 billion people naturally? We need to invest.
My opponent, you don't understand. Where do you think that most of everything has to come from some sort of natural resource? Everything we eat, the things that we make, the iron, it comes from aluminum, which you have to buy the bauxite. Where does it all come from? The earth. How can you say we can live without the earth? That's not possible. The government might also say that rapid industrialization does not have to put more pressure on the environment, as scientific advances have made industries much less polluted. However, scientific progress has made people way too confident in their ability to control their environment. In just half a century, the world's nuclear industry has had at least 3 serious accidents. 3 Mile Island, USA, 1979. Turnbull, USSR, 1986. Windscale, UK, 1957, where cleanup is estimated to be completed way in 2015 and has drained the government's pockets considerably, costing over $1 billion so far. Not accepted. In addition, the nuclear power industry still cannot store its waste safely. Hydropower sounds great, but damming rivers is in itself damaging to the environment. It also forces huge numbers of people off their land, such as the China's Three Gorges project. The government might also say that green revolution has doubled the size of grain harvest. Thus, cutting down forests to provide more space for crops is no longer necessary. Mr. Speaker, our research has shown that the green revolution is threatening to the biodiversity of the third world by replacing native seed with hybrids. We do not know what the long-term environmental or economic effects might be. However, we do know that in the short run, such hybrid crops cause environmental problems. Farmers using hybrid seeds in what was the richest part of India went bankrupt. As a result, fertile lands now lay idle and unplowed, resulting in drought and desertification. It begs the question, what will happen to our industrial civilization if the supply of natural resources is constantly diminished relative to demand? The answer is obvious. Our prosperity will be threatened. And to this, the solution is obvious. We must strive to obtain more goods and services from our finite supply of non-renewable resources, and we must protect, both from extraction and waste impacts, the natural productivity of our forests, fisheries, agricultural and rangelands, and other renewable resources. And the way to achieve this, ladies and gentlemen, is through sustainable development. The fact highlights that interconnectedness of humanity and the environment and all other forms of life. We cannot take the environment for granted. Humanity has a responsibility to each other and to the environment as well, as the environment has long sustained us and can only continue to do so if we do not destroy it. Technological solutions such as environmentally friendly technologies, while extremely important, do not address underlying political, social, and economic causes. We need to understand that these deeper issues in a more holistic manner. The interconnectedness needs more recognition if environmental degradation, poverty, and other global problems can begin to be addressed. It has in fact been recognized and the term coined as sustainable development. Thank you.
Jamaica's only complete music store is now at a new location. 8 South Avenue is the new home of the Music Mart. Shop in ease and comfort for everything music. Pianos, keyboards, wind instruments, violins, CDs of every genre, PA equipment, recording equipment and accessories, DJ equipment, acoustic and electric guitars and drums, amplifiers, effects pedals, tuners, sheet music, instruction texts and reference books. All these and much more at affordable prices. The Music Mart, now at 8 South Avenue, Kingston 10. The Music Mart, Jamaica's only complete music store.
My business observer really matters. It keeps me up to date with news stories, the stock market, and the economy. And I can also keep my eye on my competitors.
Subscribe today.
What would I do without my study center?
North Coast to the South Coast.
At the end of the week, I look forward to the Sunday Observer in Wagwan.
Them have it locked.
My Sunday Finance gives me a roundup of corporate, local, regional, and international news that matters.
Every day matters. Subscribe today by going to JamaicaObserver.com or calling our nearest office.
Hey! That looks delicious. Double delicious. Burger King is giving us great value on the new delicious Double King deals. You can get a double Whopper Junior Cheese Combo or a double Chicken Junior Sandwich Combo, both served with small fries and sodas for $700. Or you can get 2 sandwiches for $550. Wait, say that again. The delicious Double King deals at Burger King. Taste rules your way.
I love my bacon.
Keeping you cooking, that's what we do. To get your guests, just look to the blue. Call our number, IGL's on the way. We're gonna be there without a delay. 1888 IGL Blue, special delivery just for you. 1888 IGL Blue. When you need gas, you know what to do.
That's 1-888-445-2583.
街は波にさらわれた。でも作家が頑張り勇気をくれた。
Toată lumea spune lucruri rele despre noi, dar prin fotbal trecem peste ele.
إحنا مش بس بنلعب طابة، إحنا بدنا نثبت للعالم إنه إحنا موجودين.
2014年リオデジャネイロにあなたを招待します。
In every day, in every grain, in every hand, in every droplet, in every standard, in everything we do. The best dressed chicken, quality is who we are.
More about our standard of living than we do about some species that we seldom see. We're challenged to think by a formidable Shannara Bennett. How will the government respond? Let us hear it from the government member. Let's welcome Siobhan Channel.
Investments are fundamental to economic growth and long-term development in every society in the world. More so, third world developing nations such as Jamaica, Guyana, and Haiti, which are faced with social problems. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, members of this House, good morning. In Brazil, The diversity of the native forests in the Amazon offers commercial potential which has not been fully explored. However, the equation from balanced development associating economic growth with social development and environmental protection is not yet solved. However, this government is highlighting the obvious fact that in order to solve this equation, we need to make neither investments nor environmental protection mutually exclusive. We need to adapt sustainable investment which may result in disturbance in the environment. However, we will try to keep it in its natural, as close to its natural form as possible. Truth be told, a preference must be given to investments in order for man to survive. Investments will, 1, alleviate poverty, and 2, reduce crime and violence in society. Firstly, investments are important in the eradication of poverty, which comes about as a result of the state's incapabilities to sufficiently take care of the needs of the people due to a lack of monetary funds. Therefore, investments are necessary for countries to see social development. According to Philip J. Glessner, in his book entitled Poverty Alleviation and the Social Investment Funds, the Latin American Experience, most social investment funds in Latin America were created to alleviate the impact on the poor of reduction in income and employment caused by the debt crisis and the structural adjustment measures taken to lay the basis for renewed growth not accepted. Mr. Speaker, investments are important to alleviate poverty. According to the World Bank, a meaningful path out of poverty requires a strong economy that provides jobs and good wages. Mr. Speaker,
point of information.
A government that can provide schools, housing, hospitals, and roads, and energy, and healthy, well-nourished children who are the future human capital to facilitate economic growth. And this is why we prefer investments over environmental protection.
Point of information.
Accepted.
Are you aware that by focusing on the environment, the government could actually gain investments, create an industry and jobs?
I will address that further when I say that investment does not all investments impact the environment directly, but some investment doesn't mean the setting up of bigger skyscrapers and industrial complexes, and if they do, we will be setting guidelines for environmental protection so that the environment is not destroyed but is disturbed to facilitate growth. Jamaica's agricultural and fisheries sector is weakening and near death, while our built import is rapidly rising. An article in the Observer entitled Agri-Ministry Moves to Narrow Fish Import-Export Gap, dated October 6, 2011, states that the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries is implementing a number of measures to reduce the gap between the import and export, the fish import and export gap, to facilitate sustainability in this industry. Mr. Speaker, this is why we prefer investments over environmental protection.
Point of information.
To facilitate growth. Sustainable investments, not accepted. Sustainable investments help to improve the education and welfare programs. It takes cash to care. We cannot finance these things without cash. With more sustainable investments, there will be more funds available to improve these programs, which will empower our people. According to the USAID Country Improvement Strategy 2010 to 2014, programs should be given particular consideration to youth, as their economic empowerment is a condition for active participation in community life, reducing crime and violence, and sustaining peace in violence-prone communities. Mr. Speaker, cross-cutting themes, such as this disaster risk reduction and sustainable environment strategies will be intertwined with priority areas, and in this case the priority is investments. When people are empowered, there will be less crime and violence. And the words of Bounty Killer epitomizes this when he says, anytime I'm hungry again, I got 79. What is the point, Mr. Speaker, of having the resources and we're not utilizing them to improve the lives of our people? That is nonsensical. In conclusion, sustainable investments facilitate economic growth, address social ills, and also it even protects the environment, which is why this astute government prefers investment, sustainable investment, over environmental protection. The government rests.
Let us welcome the opposition member, Ms. Christina Wright, to respond to the government.
The government spoke about investments creating jobs, and that is true. But are you aware that environmental protection policies can actually lead to the creation of brand new industries and economic development? A recent study commissioned by Germany Federal Ministry of Environment found that the renewable energy sector provides over 382,000 jobs in 2011 alone, and this figure projected to be doubled in 7 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamaica could have made a significant dent in our unemployment rate by simply placing equal emphasis on the protection of the environment as they do in getting investors. One of the greatest impediments to our economic growth and development in Jamaica is the high cost of energy.
Point of information, all investments cost, but we're talking about sustainable investments having preferential treatment over environmental protection.
And we're saying that you spend billions of dollars in high cost of energy when you could have used environmental factors to lower the cost. And I continue. Jamaica currently spends over 2.4 billion importing toxic fossil fuel to drive our economy. And this price is going up every year. Mr. Speaker, this massive oil bill could have been avoided if the government placed more emphasis on environmental protection as they do in investment. Alexander Ochis, Director of Climate and Energy at World Watch International and co-author of a study entitled Jamaica's Sustainable Energy Roadmap, posits that renewable energy generation in Jamaica is currently 42% cheaper than the least expensive operating fuel power plants. It therefore questions the government, the wisdom of this government plan to build a 350 megawatt power generation facility based primarily on expensive imported fossil fuel, when Jamaica has the best clean energy resource at its doorstep, wind, solar, and biomass not accepted. This motion not only comes at a high cost for the environment, but threatens sustainable development. Mr. Speaker, the government fails to recognize that spending more time, effort, and money on investments and less time on monitoring and protecting the environment will eventually have dreadful consequences on the social life of people and the country at large. Relevant Magazine, in an article entitled The Social Cost of Environmental Neglect, informs us that deforestation, poor water management, flooding, air pollution, water pollution have led to individuals contracting diseases such as malaria, which is reported to kill 2,000 children every night. Mr. Speaker, the actions of this government suggest a change in our national anthem to Jamaica Investments We Love. Word the government. The social consequences of ignoring the environment are more costly than the gains you hope to achieve from investment. I urge you, word the government, to strengthen certain environmental regulations and agencies such as NEPA, so that we can hold agencies all investors more accountable when they breach environmental standards. Right now, investors do whatever they want to the environment because they know that they can get away with it or just pay a fine. Not accepted. Do Jamaicans even know that they can be locked up for breaching environmental standards? For even throwing garbage on the street? Mr. Speaker, the people doesn't care because the government don't care to enforce certain environmental regulations. When last has the government taken a look at the Riverton area, where hundreds live and work in a dump, and Lincoln Market in St. Catherine, where hundreds buy and sell in filth? This government doesn't care about the social or environmental issues. We beseech you, word the government, to allocate more funds from the budget or from fines to strengthen agencies and to promote environmental awareness campaigns. Ladies and gentlemen, much has been said. So allow me to crave your indulgence for another minute as I seek to summarize the own arguments of this opposition. We have presented sustainable development as a more progressive approach to nation building, while highlighting the dangers of preferring investments over economic protection. We have also explored the economic benefits of taking environment into consideration while pursuing investments. And finally, we have examined the adverse social implications and make recommendations on the way forward. Mr. Speaker, I challenge this government to broaden their narrow view of development to prioritize not just economic objectives, but also social or human development and environmental protection. With this, the opposition rests.
Hey! That looks delicious. Double delicious. Burger King is giving us great value on the new delicious double king deals. You can get a double Whopper Junior Cheese Combo or a double chicken Junior Sandwich Combo, both served with small fries and sodas for $700. Or you can get 2 sandwiches for $550. Wait, say that again. The delicious double king deals. At Burger King, taste rules your way.
I love my bacon.
Keeping you cooking, that's what we do. To get your guests, just look to the blue. Call our number, IGL's on the way. We're gonna be there without a delay. 1888 IGL Blue, special delivery just for you. 1888 IGL Blue. When you need gas, you know what to do.
That's 1-888-445-2583.
街は波にさらわれた。でも作家が頑張る勇気をくれta.
Toată lumea spune lucruri rele despre noi, dar prin fotbal trecem peste ele.
إحنا مش بس بنلعب طابة، إحنا بدنا نثبت للعالم إنه إحنا موجودين.
2014年リオデジャネイロにあなたを招待します。
Jamaica's only complete music store is now at a new location. 8 South Avenue is the new home of the Music Mart. Shop in ease and comfort for everything music. Pianos, keyboards, wind instruments, violins, CDs of every genre, PA equipment, recording equipment and accessories, DJ equipment, acoustic and electric guitars and drums, amplifiers, effects pedals, tuners, sheet music, instruction texts and reference books. All these and much more at affordable prices. The Music Mart, now at 8 South Avenue, Kingston 10. The Music Mart, Jamaica's only complete music store.
In every day, in every grain, in every hand, in every droplet, in every standard, in everything we do. The best dressed chicken, quality is who we are.
My Business Observer really matters. It keeps me up to date with news stories, the stock market, and the economy. And I can also keep my eye on my competitors.
Subscribe today.
What would I do without my study center?
North Coast to the South Coast.
At the end of the week, I look forward to the Sunday Observer in Wagwan.
Them have it locked.
My Sunday Finance gives me a roundup of corporate, local, regional, and international news that matter.
Every day matters. Subscribe today by going to JamaicaObserver.com or calling our nearest office.
Thank you very much, Christina, for closing out the opposition's arguments on this critical motion. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you haven't made up your minds just yet, because we must hear the rebuttals from both sides. Let me invite the Deputy Prime Minister, Shanara Bennett, to rebut on behalf of side opposition. Make her welcome.
People, the government's arguments are contradictory. First, the Prime Minister states that they promote sustainable development, and then the rest of his team members state that they prefer economic investments to environmental protection. However, you need to understand that these are contradictory because sustainable development encompasses the social, environmental, and economic dimensions, and it creates a balance. Now, my opponents, we know it takes cash to care, and you have argued that investments may increase employment and improve the standard of living for many, and nothing is wrong with this. In fact, we support it. We are all for investments and increased employment, but it cannot just be all about the money, as the environment must be considered. Focusing on investment and economic growth alone is an archaic development model which has been replaced with the progressive model of sustainable development. The Growth Island project, for example, comes with the promises of many jobs. However, the government has conveniently failed to mention that the many jobs that will be lost as the livelihood of local fishermen will be disrupted. Highway 2000 also provides jobs. However, hundreds of residents have been relocated and water supplies have been affected as there have been reports of flooding due to the fact that natural drainage systems must be reconfigured to facilitate the construction. Now, you have also argued that economic investments will help reduce crime and violence, and you even quoted Bounty Killer saying that if he's hungry, he must go drop in night. But our research has shown that there is a symbiotic link between poverty and crime and environment degradation. Are you even aware that the struggle for rapidly diminishing natural resources has led to many conflicts, not just in Jamaica, but also in places such as North and South Sudan, and even the American war in Iraq may be seen as war over diminishing resources? My opponents, you stated that investments may lead to improvements in healthcare and other social amenities. However, preferring investments over the environment has led to increased burden on the health system as a result of airborne and waterborne diseases due to pollution. In the case of Alcan, Windalco plant in Yorktown, it has damaged infrastructure and becomes evident in the rotting roofs and the windows of the homes in nearby communities. Needless to mention the polluted air, which becomes evident even when you breathe. Taking care of millions of people who are starving is more important than saving natural resources, as I said. But we have already wasted and destroyed vast amounts of natural resources, ladies and gentlemen. And in doing so, have put our earth at risk. We must preserve the earth for our children and grandchildren. And in any case, poverty and environmental damage are linked. No one wants to stop economic progress that could give millions better lives, but we insist on sustainable development that combines environmental care, social justice, and economic growth. Thank you.
We thank Shanara Bennett and indeed the entire opposition bench for their contributions to this very important motion. But now let's invite Javier Thomas, the Prime Minister, to rebut and close the motion that he tabled today. Please, let him welcome.
Jamaica investments we love, or Jamaica investments we need. Madam Deputy Opposition Leader, please be aware that without the lack of proper investments, several of our nation's social benefits will be depleted. Water systems, educational systems, all these are investments which have been made in the country. So neglecting these investments, opposition, we will be putting the nation at our demise. We did say that investments and environmental protection are not equal. However, we also say under sustainable development, we are going to be preferring investments but not neglecting the environment. The environment poses several benefits and we are aware of this. However, we are putting the measures in place to ensure that the investment is made, and that is the bottom line. Yes, there are foreign investors who invest in the country, and this involves in several benefits, but several negatives. However, please remember that our local small and medium enterprises also need investments. When it is that we do not take the money and invest into our local industries, where does the nation stand? We are dependent on nature? No. We were given dominion by God over the nature and the right to manipulate our environment so that we can receive benefits. Adam and Eve were in the garden. Yes, they needed to be clothed. What did they do? They used fig leaves. From the environment, they were able to make an investment, and there were several benefits to be achieved from this. We are submitting that the problem is not with investment. The problem is with the lack of monitoring, the lack of consideration of the environment, and several other factors. That is why we are suggesting that several policies be put in place to monitor and to ensure that the benefits outweigh the cost that is put into these investments. We are aware that the environment can lead to several investments, and we did say this. Wigton wind farms, nuclear energy, all these save us on the cost. It is not the fact that, yes, we are sending less carbon into the atmosphere, and is the only to be considered. We have to be aware of the cost attached to this. All this being said, ladies and gentlemen, these are the reasons why the government is paramount in our view that we prefer investments to environmental protection. We oppose the government, for instance.
Thank you very much, Javier. Ladies and gentlemen, we were treated to well-researched intellectual sparring. Tomorrow's leaders looking at today's critical issues. This is what the Burger King National Schools Debate Competition facilitates. I'm happy that I'm not a part of the judging panel today, but let me introduce them to you. Our chief judge is Mr. Ricardo Brooks. We have also Mr. Alan Charles Campbell, Mr. Gavay Watt, Ms. Shikisha Cowan, and Mr. Jermaine Barrett. It is their responsibility to return with the verdict. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a break, and when we return, the judges will share their views, and we will hear which team goes forward in the Burger King National Schools Debate Competition.
That looks delicious. Double delicious. Burger King is giving us great value on the new delicious double king deals. You can get a double Whopper Junior Cheese Combo or a double chicken Junior Sandwich Combo, both served with small fries and sodas for $700. Or you can get 2 sandwiches for $550.
Wait, say that again.
The delicious double king deals at Burger King. Taste rules your way.
I love my bacon.
Keeping you cooking, that's what we do. To get your guests, just look to the blue. Call our number, IGL's on the way. We're gonna be there without a delay. 1888 IGL Blue, special delivery just for you. 1888 IGL Blue. When you need gas, you know what to do.
That's 1-888-445-2583.
街は波にさらわれた。でも作家が頑張る勇気をくれた。
Toată lumea spune lucruri rele despre noi, dar prin fotbal trecem peste ele.
إحنا مش بس بنلعب طابة، إحنا بدنا نثبت للعالم إنه إحنا موجودين.
2014年リオデジャネイロにあなたを招待します。
In every day, in every grain, in every hand, in every droplet, in every standard, in everything we do. The best dressed chicken, quality is who we are.
Jamaica's only complete music store is now at a new location. 8 South Avenue is the new home of the Music Mart. Shop in ease and comfort for everything music. Pianos, keyboards, wind instruments, violins, CDs of every genre, PA equipment, recording equipment and accessories, DJ equipment, acoustic and electric guitars and drums, amplifiers, effects pedals, tuners, sheet music, instruction texts and reference books. All these and much more at affordable prices. The Music Mart, now at 8 South Avenue, Kingston 10. The Music Mart, Jamaica's only complete music store.
My Business Observer really matters. It keeps me up to date with news stories, the stock market, and the economy. And I can also keep my eye on my competitors.
Subscribe today.
What would I do without my study center?
North Coast to the South Coast.
At the end of the week, I look forward to the Sunday Observer in Wagwan.
Them have it locked.
My Sunday Finance gives me a roundup of corporate, local, regional, and international news that matter.
Every day matters. Subscribe today by going to JamaicaObserver.com or calling our nearest office.
Welcome back to the Burger King National Schools Debate Competition. Earlier, we heard the arguments from McGraw High School and Kingston College on the motion, this House prefers investments to environmental protection. The judges had a task on their hands, and now I'll invite the Chief Judge, Mr. Ricardo Brooks, to deliver the deliberations. Please make him welcome.
All right, so a round of applause for both teams, please. We quite enjoyed it, and the team that will advance, the first team that will advance to the finals, will do so with 257 points. The team that will say goodbye today, 230. So we felt that it came down to who met the burden of proof. We felt on one hand, Kingston College had a burden to prove to us that investments were absolutely necessary to human development, existence, and sustainability, while we felt the opposition, McGraw High, had to prove to us that, hold on, you cannot neglect the environment because you want investments, because we need to have a sustained situation. We felt that one team had a very nuanced approach, was very strategic. We could identify the quantifiable benefits. We could quantify the benefits. We felt that team had very good strategy. There was coherent teamwork, and there was a practical approach to the business of development. We felt the other team very quick on their feet, excellent points of information, very sharp, holding the opposing team to task, excellent use of examples, a better definition, working definition of the term sustainable development. We felt at times, McGraw, your arguments veered uncomfortably close to being emotional. We felt, KC, that you have developed a strategy of using sleight of hand, we call it, to shut the opposition out of a discussion. McGraw, of course, in this case, would not have it. So that's how we saw it. Burden of proof, quantifiable benefits, nuanced approach, quick on feet, points of information, use of examples, better definition. Commendations go to the Deputy Prime Minister of Kingston College. Give him a round of applause, please. We felt that having seen him a couple of times, this was perhaps his best performance to date. Commendations also go to the government member of Kingston College. Give him a round of applause. Commendations to the Prime Minister also. We felt, however, the best speaker of the match was the Deputy Opposition Leader. The judges unanimously felt that the team that met the burden of proof offered the nuanced approach, gave us quantifiable benefits, exerted good strategy, coherent teamwork, and a practical approach to development, And the first team that will advance to the finals of this year's competition is Kingston College.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brooks. Congratulations to Kingston College, and from the scores and the judges' report, you can tell that McGraw High School did an excellent job, and they were a part of the semifinals. Give them a round of applause. Today's best speaker is Shanara Bennett, and she'll receive for herself some prizes. So I'm now going to invite Mrs. Kimberly Williamson-Smith, Food Service Marketing Assistant at Wysinco, to present a gift basket to the best speaker. Make her welcome. Come forward, Shanara. Shanara will also receive for herself a plaque from Best Dressed Chicken. This will be presented by Chief Judge, Mr. Ricardo Brooks. Come forward. Ladies and gentlemen, this was indeed an exciting match. I'm now inviting you to continue the conversation in your space. I thank the judges for an excellent adjudication, and we also thank our sponsors who have made this competition possible for the Burger King National Schools Debate Competition. This season, we're sponsored by Coca-Cola, IGL, Yummy, the Best Dressed Chicken, the Jamaica Observer, BCIC, and Allied Insurance Brokers. Join us next time for the second semi-final match in the Burger King National Schools Debate Competition. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to your continued support. Here's to debate.
Hey! That looks delicious. Double delicious. Burger King is giving us great value on the new delicious Double King deals. You can get a double Whopper Junior Cheese Combo or a double Chicken Junior Sandwich Combo, both served with small fries and sodas for $700. Or you can get 2 sandwiches for $550.
Wait, say that again.
The delicious Double King deals. At Burger King, taste rules your way.
I love my bacon.
Keeping you cooking, that's what we do. To get your guests, just look to the blue. Call our number, IGL's on the way. We're gonna be there without a delay. 1888 IGL Blue, special delivery just for you. 1888 IGL Blue. When you need gas, you know what to do.
That's 1-888-445-2583.
間 街は波にさらわれた。でも作家が頑張る勇気をくれた。
Toată lumea spune lucruri rele despre noi, dar prin fotbal trecem peste ele.
إحنا مش بس بنلعب طابة، إحنا بدنا نثبت للعالم إنه إحنا موجودين.
2014年リオデジャネイロにあなたを招待します。
In every day, in every grain, in every hand, in every droplet, in every standard, in everything we do. The best dressed chicken, quality is who we are.
My Business Observer really matters. It keeps me up to date with news stories, the stock market, and the economy. And I can also keep my eye on my competitors.
Subscribe today.
What would I do without my study center?
North Coast to the South Coast.
At the end of the week, I look forward to the Sunday Observer in Wagwan.
The Move It Lock. My Sunday Finance gives me a roundup of corporate, local, regional, and international news that matters.
Every day matters. Subscribe today by going to JamaicaObserver.com or calling our nearest office.
Jamaica's only complete music store is now at a new location. 8 South Avenue is the new home of the Music Mart. Shop in ease and comfort for everything music. Pianos, keyboards, wind instruments, violins, CDs of every genre, PA equipment, recording equipment and accessories, DJ equipment, acoustic and electric guitars and drums, amplifiers, effects pedals, tuners, sheet music, instruction texts and reference books. All these and much more at affordable prices. The Music Mart, now at 8 South Avenue, Kingston 10. The Music Mart, Jamaica's only complete music store.